I'm officially back. Not quite in the capacity I like to be, on the sideline coaching, doing what I love, but kind of stuck like everybody else here in my living room / studio. I think it's time to talk football. It's been a while, guys. I want to start today with a topic that's near and dear to me, our U20 National Team pool, because I think I've been directly involved in developing some of these fine players, indirectly involved in terms of playing against, scouting, recruiting some of the other ones. So I know it better than most, I would say. And I thought, you know what, today I'll just kick it off by doing a starting 11. I know we've been chiming in all about this. The U20s are about to kick off their qualifying campaign, or potentially we're going to start doing it here in June in Honduras. It might get pushed back, but I think it's a good time to start discussing and chiming in myself. My potential starting 11. The 11 guys we go to war with if there's a big game tomorrow to get to the World Cup, or if we're in the World Cup and we got a must-win situation. I'm going to start straight up with the goalkeeper. It's a consensus pick. Everybody knows him. Everybody rates him. It's David Ochoa. Massive quality, confidence, swagger. I'm talking about the Zlatan swagger, that he knows he's top quality and he backs it up with his performances. He's a USL champion with the Monarchs. He's currently fighting for the #1 spot at Real Salt Lake. He was part of the previous U20 cycle. He's got a lot of experience, guys. And ultimately, we talk about a national team that wants to possess and build and have monopolized possession. It's got to start with a keeper. And David Ochoa is our best candidate by far. He's no slouch under the pipes either, okay? He's a good shot stopper. He's good in terms of his leadership skills. He's good in the air. But what sets David apart is his distribution, his reading of the game. He's like a field player. He has feel. He understands the moments of the game. When it's time to speed it up, slow it down, where the outs are. When we're winning and we have to manage a result to close out a half or a game. When we're behind and we have to push the tempo. These are things that are innate, and David has acquired, and he understands. So if I'm going to compare David, I want to do this. Compare each one of our starting 11 to a top-level individual playing world football now. And I've been seeing a lot of this guy, Andre Onana, the Cameroon international who plays at Ajax. Same type of demeanor, same type of skill. He jogs onto the field before warm-ups. He's the boss. He knows what's going on, and he executes at a high level consistently. That is David Ochoa. David leading the team from the back. I think we're going to transition straight to the back row. From left to right, we have another special talent, Kobe HERNANDEZ-FOSTER. We're going to let him loose now. He's been stuck playing center back for our 17s. He's been stuck playing center back at some of his playoff games for the Galaxy. This is a guy that's unique skill set, okay? He has technique, super Marcelo type technique, okay? Calm on the ball. He has soccer athleticism. By that I mean his change of speed in terms of flipping a switch and going from 0 to 100 and combining, getting forward. Guys, we have not seen a player like this getting forward on the flanks of our youth national teams ever, including Serginho Dest, because Dest has got all those skills, all that flavor on the dribble, but he has no final product. Kobe brings that. His crossing is very special. His left foot, it's like Alex Mendez whipping it across. Okay, it is unique. He brings the diagonal ball that we've seen, switching the point of attack. He's got so much flavor, he could finish plays, get in the box, and score himself. Okay, I compare him to Marcelo. I'll also compare him to David Alaba, that type of player and skill set. On the defensive side, no slouch. He's competitive. He wins his duels. He has got good timing in the air. He reads the game well. This is a complete package, and we have to unleash the beast. Finally, we're going to see Kobe play his natural position, and he's a lock starter. I'm super excited about it. Shifting over to left center back, another guy I'm very familiar with. Not so much everybody else stateside because he didn't play up a year in the U17 cycle. It's Leonardo Sepulveda. He's an 01. He's been part of this 01 group for years. He leads by example, guys. When I say lead, I mean this is a potential captain for this team. He's a vocal leader. He sees the game. He reads the game. There's nobody better in terms of build out, okay? He's super composed. His left foot, entry passes on the dime, 30-40 yards. He looks one way. He disguises it. He plays another. He's special in that regard. He can clip the same diagonal ball we talked about Kobe with ease, consistently. And listen, his offensive game is super high level. It's a massive upgrade to our previous center backs in the last 20 cycle. But defensively, he brings the nastiness. I'm talking about Pepe, the Portuguese assassin back in the day from Real Madrid. I'm talking about Nico Otamendi. I'm talking about Sergio Ramos. That type of nastiness from minute 1 to minute 90. He is a bad man, and sometimes his temperament, he's got to calm it down to not get too many yellows or potentially red cards. All right, who do I compare him with offensively? Like a Clement Lenglet from Barcelona, the Frenchman. He's just smooth, and I can't wait for everybody to see what I'm talking about. This is a player who potentially translates to the senior men's national team sooner than later. His complement, I think it's the perfect partnership, right center back, OWEN OTASOWIE. Okay, we've seen the hype, we've all watched the videos, myself included. I will confess, it's the only player that I have not seen play live in recent memory, okay? Everybody else I'm gonna name, I've been directly involved with them over the last decade. OWEN is an exception, but I believe the hype, okay? Super, super technical in terms of being a central midfielder that's gonna slide to the back row. Why? We need center backs, guys. We don't have them. We had Kobe playing center back last cycle. We had Julian ARAUJO playing center back for the O1s. This is the compliment for Leo. His physique, his speed, his athleticism, his reading of the game. He's a Raphael Varane, the French defender for Real Madrid. I need him to be Raphael Varane for this team, and I'm excited to see Owen play live. Like I said, hold the press. I have not seen him live ever, so I'm going to hold back. I'm not going to give too big of an opinion because I want to see it live before I go further. All right, without further ado, the right back, the starter, undisputed for this team, is none other than Julian ARAUJO. LA Galaxy guy's got a season under his belt. He's already had a senior men's national team camp. He's at a U23 camp. He's a returner from last cycle, playing up a cycle with the U20s. And he's competitive, guys. He is nasty. I recruited him to the Galaxy. I know him better than most. I've seen him play since he was 12 years old. On the tackle, he is tough as nails. He wins his duels. Offensively, he doesn't have the same type of flair of Serginho or Kobe, but we don't need him to. We need him to be a lockdown defender, lock down that entire channel, maybe make it a line of three when we're in possession with Owen and with Leo, just thinking defense while on offense, because that's Julian's strength, okay? He is solid in the air. Like I said, he is solid on the ground. He is okay technically. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not super special. We don't need him to fly up and down the channel, and I'll explain that why further down the line. At the six, we want to have possession. We need a team that's going to have a six that can play and put out fires. It's Taylor Booth. He's been part of this Group 01 since day one. He's also played up a cycle, right? Going to the U17 World Cup in India with the 2000s. Taylor's just your unique type of player in the sense that he bosses games. He can drive himself. He can see the play. He can play the pass. He can spray to our wingers. He's just going to be that guy, especially when we're playing a lowly CONCACAF region. He's going to just gain in confidence and ultimately lead by example. I had the privilege of competing with Taylor for so many years when he was at Real Salt Lake. And I also just saw him live play a few games for his Bayern U19 team. The total package. He reminds me of a Federico Valverde, Real Madrid, or a Rodri of Man City. Just composure and dynamic, and can also drive and bring so much to the game. I'm excited because with this player playing the six, he's going to break lines. He's going to feed our beast, our front four. He's going to be dynamic with his pairing, which I'm going to go to next, at the 8. Indiana VASSILEV, all right? Our version of Saul, and I'll get to that later. Indy has it all, guys. I saw Indy play as a 13-year-old when they first had a camp in Carson, California. He was a man-child, but he was a man-child that had technical gifts, had soccer IQ, can play a pass, can drive and dribble, and he's obviously elevated his game. As a 16-year-old, he moved to Europe with his European passports, been playing at Aston Villa. We're all excited about that. Made his debut off the bench, making rosters, playing plenty under the U23s. His left foot is silky smooth. He can pick passes. He could combine. He could get in the final third and finish plays. But he's also a huge asset and is going to be good in that double pivot almost with Taylor Booth. We have a team that can build from goalkeeper to the back four. We have two solid central midfielders that can boss the game. And Indy's just that perfect complement when we talk about balance. Him and Taylor Booth, they've been playing together for years. He's another guy that played in India with the 2000s in the World Cup. And he's just that guy. He is the fit. Yes, we have Johnny Cardoso. Yes, we have Tanner Tesman. Yes, we have Cole Bassett. But for me, there's no question. At this moment, it's Indiana VASSILEV. Transitioning to the 10, the special player, the one who, with so much possession and a team built for a 10, has to be EFRAIN ALVAREZ, okay? Because he is a different level than all the other 10s in this player pool. When I say different level, he brings the triple threat. He can pass, and he can pass better than anyone. He can dribble. He beats you off the dribble in tight spaces. He doesn't have breakaway speed. He's not Richie Ledesma, but he could eliminate you in tight spaces, open the game up with a final pass. He can kill you with his shooting, which is the final portion of the triple threat. He is an assassin. There is nobody better than EFRA in and around the 18-yard box. It is a goal. I can't wait to see when he gets 5 to 10 straight MLS games for him to showcase that ability. So far, he hasn't had it based on injuries, based on international duty, but I believe this is the year where you're going to see EFRA break out and drop bombs, okay? Defensively, people are going to knock him. Hey, he doesn't cover, he doesn't run, he doesn't look fit. Listen, and EFRAIN ALVAREZ, who is set on a roll and given tactical information and instruction, will deliver. He can do a job defensively as well. Mark my words. He is our James Rodriguez. That's who EFRA reminds me of on the World Game, and I'm sticking to it. I think he could be our James Rodriguez, and that is special because in the United States, we all want our 10s to be breaking up plays and 80-yard sprints, and we don't hustle enough, and we're not tough on the tackle. We don't need that from a 10. You look at all the best 10s in world football, they don't have that. All right, they're special. They're playmakers, they're difference makers, and that's why we need EFRA. And why do we need them? To feed the beast. We have 3 guys up top that are top level and are the cherry on top for this group. Starting wide left, ULYSSES, the truth, the real deal. What do you want me to say? I've seen the kid, I've trained the kid, I've worked with him since he was 9 years old. All right, he's done it all. He can come inside from that left wing and destroy you in combination play off the dribble himself. He could finish himself. He can play a weak-sided through ball to a right winger. He could do it with the forward. He could do it with the 10. He beats you wide. He destroys you with a left-footed cross that you would think the kid is left-footed. All right? A lot of people have seen it recently, right? Against Costa Rica, making his senior men's national team debut. Arguably, in my opinion, man of the match. No nerves, just a footballer. That's what Uli is. He doesn't give a shit. He suits up, he laces his boots up, whether it's U12, U14, Sunday League, futsal, pickup game, or Champions League. This guy's going to make a difference at all those levels, all right? What else does he bring to the table that I like and that sets him apart is his play without the ball, guys. You have to see it live. You have to be in the stadium or on the field to see how he loses his man to get in behind and create more danger without the ball. Special player, right? When you think of that and all the players that surround him on this team, from EFRA to Indy, to Taylor, to Kobe, to Leo, to Owen, to David Ochoa, who can play a good ball in, Uli's going to make a massive difference there. The other thing that we like about Uli, defensively, he plays like if he's a 6, right? He chases, he hunts. He has that from inside that we've developed over the course of 10 years where he takes great pride in winning the ball and tackling and tracking and working for his team. Who do we compare him to on the world stage? Alexis Sanchez, but the real Alexis Sanchez, the one that was at Arsenal, the one that was at Chile winning 2 Copa Americas, not the current dud at Man U or at Inter, all right? Switching channels, we don't drop the level one bit. We have another high-level, high-pedigree player in GIOVANNI REYNA, currently playing Bundesliga and Champions League for Borussia Dortmund. Yes, Champions League, 17 years old. If that's not special, I don't know what is. I didn't need that confirmation to know that what Gio brings to the table. I've been seeing him since he was a young pup at NYCFC, playing up multiple years and dominant. Dominant not because he was physically dominant, dominant because technically he was a different level. He has this unique stride, guys. When he takes a touch forward, he eliminates you. He leaves you for dead. It reminds me in the current stage of RICARDO, right? The Everton Brazilian guy with so much flavor. It reminds me of Julian Draxler, not the one riding the pine at PSG, the guy that was a difference maker for Germany and a starter in previous seasons at PSG. Gio is just a special, unique player who in the final third is so creative and makes a difference, right? In a team that has Uli and EFRA and Gio, we haven't had that before, and it's truly special. Like I said, Julian Araujo playing the right channel, Gio the right wing. Gio doesn't have to worry about transitioning back 50, 60, 70 meters. But I want to see that mentality from Gio, the same mentality I'm seeing at Dortmund, where he tracks, he hunts, he goes 60, 70 meters, he tackles Neymar, not the one at the World Cup in Brazil where he was just cruising, walking, putting his hands up, didn't give a crap, and was just a guy we were all criticizing. We saw the standard, we know what Gio brings, and if that's the Gio that we have on this U20 team, whew, it's going to be a difference maker, okay? Shifting to the last piece of the puzzle is my 9, and I'm moving them up a cycle, okay? We have a lot of okay 9s for this group, the O1 group, but we don't have anybody special, and with this group, we need a special 9. I'm moving them up. It's Ricardo Pepi, FC Dallas. Pepi's a complete package, and I'll tell you why. His hold-up play is good, right? He's a big presence. His combination play with all these technical players. He's the only 9, I think, in this current group that could combine with these types of players. He can get in behind. He's super mobile, okay? he's technically proficient. And lastly, and most importantly, the kid can score goals. He gets in the box and he's an assassin as well, okay? He's our Edison Cavani. Why do I name him like Cavani? Because he's got that same warrior mentality. Defensively, he brings the same bite that we talked about Uli, all right? And that's going to be very important in a team with EFRA or Gio that aren't necessarily known for their defensive prowess. They can do a job, but they don't necessarily distinguish themselves that way, all right? This is the 11 that today I think is the strongest team. This is the 11 that I wish I could be the trainer out there getting them tactically ready and instilling an identity to go perform. But I'm not the guy. We have Anthony Hudson, and I think collectively we all have to get around that, support that, and hope that this team not only three-peats at CONCACAF. That should be a given. This team will three-peat. We got to go onto the World Cup stage and make the semifinals and beyond. And a lot of it's going to come down to not just player selection like I picked today, to instilling that identity and getting the mentality of the players right and belief in the system and playing for this badge, all right? Look at this group, guys. Whew, I'm going to say it one more time. I wish I was on the training pitch with these guys, all right? This is going to be our first in a series of discussions around this U20 pool. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next week.